Hi, and welcome to the Disappearing Scar. As always, my name is Scott, and today we're going to talk about my plateau. So at this point, it's been about 4 weeks since surgery, and overall, when you look at it in abstract, it's been nothing short of miraculous. At this point, I would say that I'm probably 85% of the way to normal, and a lot of the things that I do are pretty close to how they were beforehand. This week I worked close to 30 to 40 hours, and next week I should basically be back to work full time next week, which would be week number 5. I have to reiterate that I really think if you can, going back to work part time is a much better alternative than waiting till you feel 100% and going back cold turkey. I think it helps you get your mind back into that kind of approach, and it just gives you something to do because I got stir crazy after about 2 weeks. So that is overwhelmingly good. I can take care of the dog. I have enough energy to get through, a work day and then come home, cook, you know, watch a little TV, read a book or something afterwards, and go to bed. So that's overwhelmingly positive. Now the negatives are still existent. There is still some numbness on my head, specifically right above the scar. Not actually the scar itself, which is pretty good at this point. You can still see it, but it's slowly getting hidden. Um, and there are what I characterize as flare headaches. Periodically, maybe once every other day or so, I get what is almost like a little mini migraine. Comes out of nowhere, hurts like hell for about 15 minutes or so, and then it subsides, and you're fine. Which things like that I think are going to be inevitable. The interesting thing is the throbbing headaches aren't there anymore. The first week or two, especially in this area, you'd get these little pulsating, throbbing headaches that were almost very similar to the way you feel when you've exercised a lot and you can kind of feel your heart beating because as you're recovering. It's the same feeling, and I haven't had that in a while. Um, I haven't been able to exercise yet. I probably could do a little bit of exercising, but my energy level is not really there yet, and um, my thoughts on actually doing it haven't pushed me to do it yet. So, as I mentioned, and you can tell from the name of this, the tricky part now becomes the plateau. The first couple weeks, each day you're jumping by leaps and bounds. This day you were able to walk your dog. The next day you were able to buy your own groceries, and at this point we're getting towards the end, and the recovery becomes much slower. As I mentioned, you're pretty close to normal. I can't remember if I said this, but I feel like I'm 85% of the way there. So that last 10 to 15% is going to be very slow, and that can be very frustrating. So now the fact that I look back, it's like 4 weeks. It's like, how am I not, at least going for light jogs yet? How am I not, doing other things that are a little more energy consuming? And that's the tough part. You have to remember it's 4 to 6 weeks is what they keep telling you, and that's to have some semblance of a normal life, and the amount of time it takes to get back to your completely normal life is going to be substantially longer. So you just have to roll with the punches and continue to remember the great recoveries that you've made, and try not to sweat those last pieces. Um, the last thing I'll leave you with is if you have any choice as to when you're doing the surgery, consider what time of year you do it. The last few days I've been pretty sick, and it's made me, and obviously I'm sure it's slowing down my recovery and just making me feel like crap. So if you can avoid doing it during flu season or pollen season, if you can do it in the fall or early, maybe late spring or something like that, because being sick and trying to recover is awful. So that being said, again, at 4 weeks, it's very close to a normal existence for me. We'll see what happens next week. Hopefully I can start doing some exercise and I can tell you guys all about it. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.